putting the white clothes over here, and I was putting the color clothes over there, and I put the light color clothes over here, and the dish towels over there, and the bath towels and wash rags over here. And what ended up happening was, as I began to sort through the clothes, the Holy Spirit began to talk to me. And he said, this is what I'm doing. I'm sorting the things in your life. And that's what God wants me to tell you. Right now, the reason why you feel so disheveled, the reason why you feel so empty, the reason why you feel so, you're feeling something, unexplainable feeling in your life is because God is separating you. He's taking the things in your life that you need, things in life that you don't need, the desires that you want, the desires that you don't want, the desires the things that you've been fighting for. He's saying, you struggle with that, but you don't need that. And God is saying, I need to put this over here because that's gonna hurt you. God is saying, this right here, this right here is gonna cause you to lose what you have. And so God is saying, He's separating your dirty laundry. And so, at this point, after God begins to separate your dirty laundry, and I need you to stay with me as I get ready to bless you. Listen, God is saying, I'm separating you from the people, the things, the places, and things that you don't need anymore. So God says, I'm separating you from that. And let me tell you something about separation. Separation brings about depression. Separation brings about hurt. Separation brings about crying. Separation brings about tears. Separation brings about anger. It brings about bitterness. It brings old things to the new. It brings the new things back to the old. Separation really hurts. But let me tell you something. God is saying, I got you. Let me separate you from this mess right here. So God is just reaching inside of your dirty laundry, and He's tearing these things out of your life. He's saying, I know you struggle with this addiction, but God is saying, nope, not no more. And so He's throwing this over here in that basket, and then He's telling you, oh, nope, you ain't got to sleep with Charlie no more. So God pulling that, He's taking Charlie out of your dirty laundry, and He's throwing that over there. And God is saying, nope, you don't have to struggle with self-addiction anymore. So God is saying, you ain't got to wrestle with that no more. So God begins to throw that away. And God said, nope, that late night pleasure that you do, you get up out of the bed at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, going to the bathroom, pleasing your own self. Let's just be real. God is saying, nope, you ain't got to struggle with that anymore. God is saying, that toy that's in the drawer, go ahead and let me release you from that. God is saying, the struggles of life, some of us, we don't really smoke weed no more, but every now and then we just want to take a little hit. God said, nope, you ain't got to struggle with that no more. So God is reaching down into your dirty laundry. He's saying, yep, there, go right there. The guy that you thought that you couldn't live without, the girl or that person in your life that you felt like you just had to have. God said, you don't need them no more. So God is to begin to separate all of this laundry. So He's just He's taking His time, and He's going through everything, all of the hurt, the molestation that you had. I mean, let's just be real. God is saying the person that molested you got to a point where you couldn't even be in the presence of that person. Not no more. God is saying, let me take that out of your life. God is saying, there, go right there. The father that you thought was going to be a father, he ended up trying to touch you. God is saying, you don't have to worry about that no more. So God threw that over there in the dirty laundry, and God said, okay, here it is right there. That's what I was talking about. See, God is saying the person that you confide, you called your friend, and you told all your business to, and they say, you got on Facebook, and they outed you on Facebook. You got to worry about them no more. So God began to separate all of your dirty laundry. And the crazy part about it, He says, okay, now let me tell you how we're going to get to the next level. Let me tell you how we're going to shift to another level. God is saying, let me tell you how I'm going to take you from actually being my girlfriend or being my boyfriend into being engaged with me. And see, the key word is about being engaged. That means that we are entwined together. And so God is saying, this is what we're going to do. Now, there's going to be a process. And God said, now, let me prepare you for the process, because I don't want you to lose what we have. So God says, okay, this is what we're going to do, baby. We're going to take the dirty laundry that He have, and God says, okay, now He takes the dirty laundry. He takes all of the hurt, all of the pain, all of the tears, all of the suffering, all of the crying, all of the weeping, all of the wailing, all of everything that you've been through, and He places it inside of the washing machine. Now, let me explain to you the washing machine process. to hold my mule. Listen, what he does is God says, okay, now first thing we're going to do, we're going to begin to put this stuff inside of the washing machine. And that's when you give God your words. Okay, you know what? I'm talking to God now, and I may pray here, I may pray there. God said, that's okay. I'm hearing from you. And so God puts you and to put that mess inside of the washing machine. And ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing he does is he sets the temperature. He said, okay, listen, I can't put the water too hot, because if I put the water too hot, you're going to jump back out of what I have you in and go back out there into the mess. So he learns how to put you into the right temperature. I come to let you know that the storm that you're feeling, or the heat that you're feeling, or that what you're feeling, it's not too hot. God is saying, yep, I'm right here with you. So he sets the temperature of what he's going to have you go through. So whether or not it's hot, or whether or not it's cold, or whether or not it's warm, God sets the temperature for your life. That temperature is what's going to set how and dictate how your outcome of the clothing is going to be. So God, after he sets the temperature in which he's going to place you in, God says, okay, now let me go get the detergent. So God reaches over and he grabs the bottle of Tide. And see, I'm going to call it Tired. So he got the bottle of Tide, or I want to say, for those of you that's looking for an increase in God, or those that are looking for a financial blessing of God, or those that's looking to go to another dimension in Christ, God grabs the bottle of gain. Well, what are we gaining? We're gaining a brand new relationship with God. We're gaining a renewed spirit with God. We're gaining a relationship. We're gaining a trust. We're gaining a whole nother level. So what God ended up doing is he grabs the bottle of gain. He grabs the bottle of detergent. And then what he does is he says, you know what? This right here is a full load. This is a full load of hurt, the full load of crying, a full load of everything I've been through. So God, he sets the soap, and he puts the soap, and he put the detergent inside of the washing machine. And ladies and gentlemen, he begins, after he's put the water, he sets the temperature, and then he puts the detergent inside of the washing machine. I come to tell you, he set it for the amount of moments. Now, you may go through the storm for 2 minutes, you may go through the storm for 6 minutes, you may go through the storm for 12 minutes, or you may go through a full load, a full wash, a full set. So God may set your temperature for 18. Now, whether it's 18 days, 18 nights, 18 months, 18 years that you have been going through this right here, God says depending on how long you've been going through the struggle, depends on how long I need to let you stay inside of this process. And so what ends up happening is God sets the temperature, he puts the detergent in, and now he sets the process of how long you're going to go through it. And ladies and gentlemen, what the very first thing that begins to happen is, after all of this comes together, I come to declare to you that all of a sudden all of your mess started washing inside of the washing machine. That's right, all the hate, all the talk, all the fighting, all the crying, it begins to rub up against each other. And that's what begins to happen. Now you're getting angry, you're getting pissed off, you find yourself sometimes being in mood swings, you find yourself getting to places where you don't want to be, you find yourself, should I go there? Nope, I better not go there. Could I go? Nope, don't touch that. They're going to adult video, so I can go there and get around one CD, one DVD, nobody will know it. I can make one late night booty call, nobody will know it. And so you find yourself in a washing machine. And one thing about the washing machine, all of everything you're going through, all of that foolishness is inside of the washing machine. And ladies and gentlemen, God sits there, and the beautiful thing about it, he don't put you on a gentle cycle, because you're not dealing with a gentle situation. God don't put you on a delicate cycle, because you're not a delicate situation. So he is allowing you to go through the rough cycle, because he's saying, I got to get my child clean. I got to get my child out of the situation. So what ended up happening is all of the clothes, they're hard now washing together. And I come to declare to you that when you're going through all of the hurt, you see the clothes, if you open up the lid of the washing machine, you notice that all of the clothes are beating up against each other. And I come to tell you, that's what happened. You find yourself being beat up all these different years, and the more you become beat up, and I come to tell you, the harder the beating, the cleaner the clothes begin to get. I come to tell you, the harder the beating, the more stains come out. The harder the beating, I come to tell you, the more like you knew you're going to appear. But I want to tell you something. Just before this ended up happening, all of the water, all of the dirty, grimy water begins to drain. Ladies and gentlemen, what ended up happening is all of that, the gook, all of the dirt, it begins to drain, and then new water comes in. The brand new water. He is the living water. It begins to come in, and what happens is the clothes now, mind you, they're still there. Some of them still have a little like stains on them. Some of them may still have a little stench to them. Don't forget they just came out of dirty water, so you're not clean yet. So God is saying, okay, I have to let you sit here, but now this is the part when you get the real relationship with God, and God said, yeah, He's touched you when you weren't supposed to be touched. So, but now I'm gonna come in with you. So God said, now that you have moved the earwax out of your ears, and now you have stopped listening to all the foolishness, and now you have stopped trying to worry about pleasing yourself, you're gonna fall short, but I'm still here with you. So God began to feel, and so what ended up happening is the water in the bottom of the faucet, the bottom of the tank began to fill up, and God said, that's what's happening right now. The reason why you become emotional, the reason why you find yourself crying, or the reason why you find yourself being confused about situations, because I'm feeling myself up inside of you. And God's saying, listen, I know that you still got some dirty spots. I know I know you've been used. I know you've been tampered with. I know, but God is saying, I'm elevating, I'm filling this stuff up. And see, this is what happens when you develop your prayer life with God. And so God is saying, yeah, I got you, baby. Don't worry about it. And so what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that the washing machine fills back up with water. And I come to tell you that after that, it begins to wash. Now, the crazy part about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that we find ourselves, some of us get a little fancy, we put the little drops in there, and God's saying, listen, I still got you. So then next thing you know, you start feeling a difference. You look inside the water's not as dirty, but yet still, you can still see some spots. But God's saying, that's okay. You're being washed with me. And so now there's some of us that has past the phase of being tampered with. Some of us has been past the phase. Some of us may still be in the beginning process of the washing, but there are some of us that are in the rinsing process. What is the rinsing process, Minister Rembert? That is the process when you find yourself getting to a point where things don't bother you as much. I ain't lying, that some things may still tip you off. Some desires may still come, but you're not bothered as much. Why? Because I'm inside of the rinse process. I'm not done yet, but God is still working with me. That's why I tell people, please be patient with me, because God is not through with me yet. I still have earthly desires. I still have fleshly desires. I still fall short sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it real with you, because I'm trying to help you get delivered just like I'm getting delivered. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is at this phase where everything you thought that you have put in the washing machine, you're gonna notice it's gonna start trying to creep back up. But that's okay. God has said, I got this. I'm in the washing machine with you. And so that's when you find yourself being in the presence of God. So now the clothes are not being beat up on as much. The clothes are not being battered as much. The clothes are just finding themselves being washed around in the presence of God. And so God is saying, that's the hurt. And what He's doing, and that's when He begins to release you from everything, release you from the molestation, release you from the divorce. And He's saying, okay, listen, I know you thought that person could be there with you forever, but God said, I'm releasing you of all of this stuff. The father that promised you things and never came home, and the mother that's been out there on drugs, or whatever it is that you went through in your life. God is saying, listen, it is at this point where I want you to begin to bask in the moment of being in the presence of God. And ladies and gentlemen, the craziest thing is, after you go through the rinse process, y'all know I'm going with this, after you go through the rinse process, then comes the spin. Now, Minister, remember what you mean by spin. Ladies and gentlemen, in order for you to get all of the grimy gook, all of the dirt out, all of everything, the last phase is spin. That's when God began to turn your situation around. I don't wish I had somebody that don't mind giving me a couple hearts right now, saying, listen, I don't know about nobody else, but I know God is turning my situation around right now. So the spin process is when God started telling people that talked about you. God is bringing you right back around to your breakthrough. God is saying, listen, I'm delivering you from things. God starts putting you in a spin cycle. God is saying, listen, I'm taking you out, I'm delivering you from this. And next thing you know, the spin cycle is going faster and faster. God said, listen, I got you. Every time the spin cycle go around, that's God elevating you to a whole nother level. That's when God starts shifting you to another level. That's when God starts taking you from one dimension to the next dimension. See, there's a difference between a level and a dimension. God is saying, I'm tired of you going from one level to the next. God said, I want to take you to a whole nother dimension. So that's when we realize that God is start taking you to another dimension. And so what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is after we go through the spin cycle, after we come out of the spin cycle, when you pull the lid open, that means open your mouth. That means open your heart. That means being able to testify to people. That means being real, when you open your lid, you are able to let people know one thing. I may not be new. I might have been a maybe. I may still be struggling with, but I've been washed and I'm clean. And that's all God desiring to do to you tonight. God is desiring to clean you up. God is